everyone, surrealcanine here. Starting something new today. Disgaea, Afternoon of Darkness. This is a game developed by, you can see right here, Nippon Ichi Software, down at the bottom. It was first released in 2003 for the PS2 and then remade for the PlayStation Portable and the Nintendo DS. I'm playing the PlayStation Portable game because it's kind of the best experience in my opinion. The DS technically has more content, but it comes at the cost of performance. So we're playing this version. Now, you might notice up here in the stream title that this is going to be a Laharl solo run. I think I'm going to be setting a few rules for myself in this run. One, obviously Laharl is the only unit I can use outside of the tutorials. I can grind as much as I like, but I'm going to try to not have my level be over, let's say, 10 times the chapter number, for example. So in chapter 1 my level cap is 10, etc. And if I end up going over the level cap, so be it, but I'm gonna try to use that as a guideline. This also means I won't be creating any new units until the post-game. All bets are off when the post-game starts. So, that being said, let's get started.
King Krijevskoy, the mighty ruler of the Netherworld. His long reign came to an abrupt end as the news of his death spread throughout the Dark Land. Ambitious demons rose one after another to seize the opportunity.
Yeah.
And thus
not really
began the age of
streaming
turbulence and anarchy. 2 years later,
And Versus Gaming is saying very mystifying things.
Prince, wake up!
And here we have one of the key differences between PS2 and PSP versions right off the bat. They couldn't get back the original voice actor for Etna. There might have been a few reasons behind that. One is just contract issues, I guess. Another is that she had some stuff going on with Atlas or something, or maybe she just didn't want to do this game again. But yeah, starting with Disgaea 2, she had a new voice actor, and they re-recorded her lines for this episode, for this game. If you want to hear the original audio, you can always play the PS2 version.
Brett just won't wake up!
I actually kind of like Etna's original voice actor.
Well, if that's the case, there's only one thing left to do.
Yeah, Etna's an awesome
What
character.
fool dares awaken me, the great Laharl?
She's not my favorite, though.
Prince, I'm glad you're still alive.
The original,
Who said I was dead?
Etna's
I
original
was just
voice
taking a
acting
nap.
kind of had a more snarky tone of voice to it, and I kind of like that on her.
Anyways, why are all those weapons behind
Laharl
you?
is, of course, a large ham as usual.
Well, I was having a hard time waking you up.
Are you sure you weren't trying to kill me instead?
This kind of stuff happens pretty much every day in the Netherworld, or so I hear.
I mean, yes. I just wanted to wake you up.
Whatever.
Whatever,
So,
he
what is
says. See, totally normal.
You better have a good reason for waking me up.
Oh, yeah! Big news! Your father, King Krichevskoy, has died!
He what? When?
2 years ago.
A moment of silence.
Wait a second.
He really does care about his daddy. Kinda. Of course, he doesn't want to admit it to anyone.
I've been sleeping for over 2 years?
Yep.
Pretty much, Laharl.
Yup. Why didn't you wake me up earlier?
Excuse me, but what do you think I've been doing all this time?
Mental images. Edna. Working her butt off for 2 years trying to wake the prince up. It sure
Overlord
is
has
a
gone
thing.
to hell while you were sleeping.
One of my favorite lines in this game.
It's not my fault if some other demon steals the title of Overlord.
What? Have they forgotten whose title they're trying to steal?
Probably.
How bold of them! I shall show no mercy, for I am Laharl, the rightful heir to the throne!
Your humble vassal Etna will accompany you.
Etna joins the party, along with 3 prinnies.
Episode 1.
We won't be using them, obviously. Alright, so now that we've finally got control of Laharl, it's time to go over a few things, in case this is your first exposure to the Disgaea series, which I will be flattered if I can introduce people to a new video game, especially one as awesome as this. Alright, so got your status. Okay, I guess the prinnies haven't joined the party quite yet, but you've got your 2 dudes here. Laharl, as you can see, he's got a pretty good aptitude with just about everything. A in 5 weapons, C in guns, and B in staves. So I'm probably going to have him be using a sword and a bow for the majority of the playthrough. This obviously means I'll have a lot of trouble against magic units with really high defense, but I'm hoping my amount of level grinding will be able to offset that somewhat. See that he's got base resistance against all 3 elements, which means he just takes normal damage like anyone else should. We have no mana, no mentored, no pupils. And it's probably going to stay that way. Because, like I said, this is a Laharl solo run. Etna, on the other hand... Oh yeah, aptitudes, I forgot to mention. Aptitudes are your stat growth rates. Or, no they're not, that was false. Aptitudes are your, for lack of a better word, they're your aptitude with different kinds of stats. Each of your equipment here raises your stats by a different amount. As you can see here, the Imperial Seal is a pretty handy thing to have equipped. And 100% means that what you see is what you get stat-wise. If the seal says his HP goes up by 20 from equipping it, then his HP goes up by 20. Etna also has 100% in everything. This is something you should expect from the main characters, of which there are just these 2 starting out, but we'll be meeting more guys later. In any case, let me think, what's next on the agenda? I could go into what these marks mean on the weapons, but I think I'll wait for that. You can see our settings here are a thing. I don't really have any reason to change any of this quite yet. I can save our game or quit the game. I can only hope I don't accidentally do that at some point. That being said, it's time to actually explore the castle a bit. See what's happened in the 2 years since I've been asleep. Got Manti the Manticore here. 10 days, he says. Maybe he was put to sleep by a certain person. Everyone loved King Kerchevskoy. People don't really care that much about Laharl. Some of these guys even want him dead. Oh no, the music shop is under construction. We've closed all the gates. Just didn't watch the gate. That's probably pretty accurate. Actually, I think I will be changing some of the settings. I'm gonna... Oh, that's the maximum. Okay. Never mind. Cookie Napster, welcome to Disgaea. Just starting out here. Just talking to everyone. Really stiff from sleeping too much. Etna wants us to warm up on the tutorial map. Here's a breeze, dude. This spear here talked to us about different kinds of weapons. The ones we want to be concerned with right now are the sword and the bow. The sword is a typical weapon for damage. Nothing in particular that makes it special, but it's very versatile with the special techniques. This is going to be Laharl's main weapon. Most Disgaea protagonists prefer swords with the exception of Adele in Disgaea 2. That's kind of a discussion for another day. Bows are long-range weapons that archers specialize in. Bows use a combination of attack and hit to determine their damage. So, if you're concentrating only on attack power, you'll probably be better off with a sword. Also, the special techniques are kind of wonky in terms of their area of effect, which we'll be seeing later. So really the only reason I have a bow on him at all is that I need to be able to hit certain units that I can't get to with using only one unit. It's pretty much the long and the short of it. Now then. That Pruny was saying something about there being a breeze. Well, it turns out if you go behind the throne room here, there's a switch you can press, and that doesn't do anything just yet. The Rosen Queen shop, that's the reference to Nippon Ichi's very first game published in the US, Rhapsody, a Musical Adventure. It's kind of a strategy RPG, kind of a regular RPG. It's kind of sort of both. I played a little bit of it, it was alright, but it doesn't really have the same kind of flavor that the later games do. Anyway, the Rosen Queen shops are everywhere, including here in Disgaea. Each character can equip one weapon and 3 other items. For the sake of stuff, I'll just be calling them accessories. Actually, you know what? Gear is probably a better term. Weapons and gear. Monsters can only equip monster weapons. Humanoid characters can equip any other kind of weapon except monster weapons. It's kind of wonky. This guy here runs the save shop. He keeps records for us. He's kind of the chronicler of the castle, and he only appears in this and the DS version. He doesn't appear in the original PS2. There are many features in this game, like the Dark Assembly and the Item World. Ask the appropriate people if you can still beat the game with minimal knowledge. Not much of a tutorial there, ma'am. This is Plein Air. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She is a kind of a recurring character in all of Nippon Ichi's games, as far as I'm aware. She's kind of their mascot, I guess. Anyway, she's here. She's level 73. And she manages the Dark Assembly, but we can't really do anything about that yet. If we go to this skull here, we can do a thing. Then if we go here,
To the bathroom, okay?
that goes to the bathroom. This is my secret chamber. Only I know how to get in here. This is where my most precious memories were locked away. That I remember, but I can't remember what they were. When I try to remember, my heart aches. This pain is proof of how dear those memories are to me. I have to get them back. So yeah, that's a thing. That sure is a thing. Aura here manages the item world, and Julieta manages the hospital. We are going to make regular use of the hospital. It is your only means of healing in between battles. But since Laharl is at full health, we don't really have anything to do here. Sword's special techniques cannot be used unless the sword is equipped, for example. So yeah, we can buy things, etc. As you can see, all of the different items for sale have variances, even among items that otherwise look identical. That's because of something called innocence, which I will be explaining in more detail when we unlock the item world, but all you need to know is each dot on this chart represents a single innocent, and the more dots you have in one stat and the higher their numbers are, the better your weapon is. We're going to be buying the Swordbreaker, and that doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination, but if we de-equip Etna's amulet, get a little bit of extra defense, and then we can buy something for 80 hell over here. Except that all this is kind of worth more than 80 hell. So, never you mind. It's just a thing. You kind of want to prioritize attack power over defense anyway. Have you saved yet? No, I have not. You can see the PSP Fancy Pants save screen here, which is pretty neat. Let's talk to Elisa. You are the Dimensional Gatekeeper. This is our level select screen. As you can see, the only area available to us right now is the tutorial. But that is just fine. Alright, so we've gone over to stats.
Time for a little warm-up. I feel a little rusty.
Excuse me. Yeah. I'm not eating. I ate right before we ate that. about that. Things are a little awkward between me and my mother tonight, so not really in the best of moods. Anyway, what was I saying? I explained the stats a little bit, and now, well, I guess I didn't really explain the stats, you guys know what I mean. In any case...
Prince, we've got company. How convenient.
Now we're going to learn how to actually fight.
Stray demons, huh?
Allow me, Prince. You may be a little out of practice after your long slumber. Don't worry, I came prepared. Come on, pretty squad! Get your butts out here!
We got Prinnies. They're penguin things.
Prince, what do you think of this pretty squad I hired?
As far as I can tell, they're in just about every Nippon Ichi game too.
They're my loyal servants. They'll do anything I say.
Yeah, but Etna's like the worst boss in the history of forever.
Are you sure about that?
They're not exactly the most competent guys in the world.
See? They're loyals.
Does it make sense to beat up your allies before a battle?
I think something is up with Etna's voice acting a little bit. It feels like it was edited a little bit.
Anyways, I think we've made those demons wait long enough already.
Yeah, probably. They're just kind of sitting there.
Hey, you're right. How nice of them to be so patient.
They probably haven't even noticed us.
Yeah, that's considerate of them. To show my appreciation, I'll only beat them half to death.
Oh, you're so kind. If I were you, I'd beat them all the way to death.
They're ghosts. That doesn't really make much
Kind?
sense.
Stop that! That word gives me goosebumps!
And Stripes is scratching at my door, so I'll be right back. Looks like Stripes will be joining us again. And your kitty. Look, Stripes! Michael's here! He's watching! Come on, kitty. Are you gonna get on camera or not? You're such a kitty. Come on. Hey,
Damn it!
how you doing?
I take it back! I'm gonna beat them all the way to death!
Laharl has not quite hit puberty yet. He doesn't like all the mushy stuff.
He's still a kid, so quick-tempered. It looks like carrying out my plan will be a lot easier than I
And
thought.
already we have hints of betrayal.
You say something?
Your Stripes.
Oh,
You're such a kitty.
nothing at all. So, what are your orders, Prince?
What are you doing,
You do
baby?
remember how to fight, right?
I remember how to fight, but he might not. Basics of battle. Move the cursor over the base panel and press X to select the characters you wish to dispatch. As you can see, I'm playing using a authentic PlayStation 3 controller, which is handy for this purposes. This game is not based on an anime, but there is an anime based on this game. I can't really tell you how well it did, because I'm not entirely familiar with it. If you want to cancel an order to dispatch a character, move over the cursor over the character and press circle. If you press circle on them, they'll just go right back into the base. Alright, so as you can see, this is a strategy RPG. You issue your orders, you move your characters, but when you select attack, nothing happens at first. If you want to execute your attacks, you can select either execute or end turn. This extra step is vital to setting up combos, etc., which they are going to explain momentarily. If you assign actions to multiple characters, they will be executed in the order that you assign them. As you can see, you can kind of get comboed if you are solo. I can't even read that hashtag. That was an example of something not to do. Only an idiot would rush straight into the enemy alone, and I, fortunately for everybody watching that stream, am that kind of idiot. You can only dispatch 10 characters at once, by the way, and if you... Stripes... It is very inconvenient for me, kitty. Close the window on me. Basic idea is to gang up on one character and beat the living daylights out of him. Team attacks sometimes occur when allies are positioned next to attacking characters. That will not really come into play on our side as much since this is a Laharl solo run. Several characters attack the same enemy in a row, a combo will happen. That being said, it's time to do some stuff. Something doesn't feel right about this. I'm gonna change the settings. So wow, that's kinda blurry for some reason. Why can't I, Alright, anyway, let's move Laharl. Actually, I want to, Alright, never mind. Guess that's as fast as he's gonna move. Anyway, that wasn't quite enough to kill them, so we're probably going to get trashed here. Or not, because I have high defense. Yes, enemies, units can count. As you can see, I just leveled up. When you level up, your stats go up. It's as simple as that. Different characters have different ways in which their stats will go up. That much should be obvious. Anyway, I'm going to heal now. As you can see, we now have enough money to buy this, the Protector. Going to go for the one that gives him this one, HP and defense. Seems like a pretty logical choice to me. Let's get started. Now then, this is going to be a tactic we're not actually going to use in this game. Actually, I take that back. We might use it, but not on ourselves. Let me explain the commands lift and throw. As you can see, you're too far away from the enemy. But if you bring in another character, it can't be a monster, by the way, it has to be humanoid. But if you bring out another character, you can pick anybody else up and throw them up to like 5 or 6 tiles away. You can decide the direction and distance, but you can only throw in a straight line. Under normal circumstances, anyway. There's an advanced technique that lets you throw at an angle, but like I said, we're not going to have too much of a use for that. Also, printies explode when they're thrown. The chat lag is real. It's just a Twitch thing, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you throw an enemy at an enemy, they fuse together and level up. This will be pretty handy later on, but can't really use it too well just yet. Anyway, let's get started. As you can probably see by now, Laharl is pretty powerful. He is the main character, after all. He and Etna and the other main characters are the only ones in the game that have 100% in everything. At least until you start unlocking certain secret classes. But yeah, high stats you'll have for a very long time. So that is why this is a Laharl solo run. That wasn't too bad, as you can probably see. Alright, geo effects. This is where things get really interesting. Geographical features that are attuned to the elements of the universe. Crystallization of those elements results in geosymbols. That doesn't explain anything. You got that right, Etna. Colored panels are geopanels. Each color has a specific effect applied to it that's decided by the presence or absence of geosymbols. The geosymbol being on the blue panel means that enemy boost plus 50% will be applied to the blue panels. The source of these effects are obviously the geosymbols. If you destroy the geosymbol, the effect is removed. Each geosymbol has a different effect. Well, they can have the same effect, but if multiple geosymbols are on the same color tile, their effects will stack. As long as it's on a colored panel, all panels of the same color will be affected. So, to get rid of the effect, we just take it off the panel. Simple as that. Of course, Laharl here is going to do something dumb and make a thing. Now it's on the red panels. Geosymbols also count as units. You can destroy them, and they will give you a little bit of experience. The color of the geosymbol is important. If you destroy a geosymbol while it's on a different colored panel, all panels of that color will change to the geosymbol's color. And if there's more than one geosymbol, then the very act of the panel changing colors will destroy more geosymbols and cause a chain reaction. This fills up your bonus gauge. This damages anybody standing on the panels. But yeah, if the panels are the same color as the geosymbol, then nothing happens. If you destroy all the geopanels, all the enemies take a little bit of damage, and you also get a full bar of your bonus gauge. I'm an expert. And press select to turn the geodisplay on and off, which is handy. Alright, so this initial tutorial map is actually set up in such a way that if you let me think here, I need to think. If you destroy this, no. Okay, the first thing I want to do here is take this null symbol and throw it onto the red tiles. Now I'll have experience plus 50%, health plus 50%, defense plus 50%, as long as Laharl is standing on the red tiles. So that's very beneficial for us because, as you can see, the enemies have to be standing on the blue tiles in order to do anything to us. Also I was a little bit misleading here. Hey there, McBiscuit. The experience plus 50 and health plus 50 effects affect defeated units that are standing on the colored panels. They don't affect attacking units, they're on the same colored panels. So, just to clarify a little bit of an inconsistency there. In any case, as you can see, we're taking like 0 damage because our defense is already so ridiculously high. If we stand over here, we can kill this thing. This is called a hobbit for some reason. It's pretty much a sprite, I guess, is what it's supposed to be. You can see descriptions of all of the monsters and units available to us by talking to the guy at the save shop. I might have to go over that after this. Some of them are interesting. Anyway, destroying the yellow geo symbol here will set off a chain reaction that will probably kill the 3 ghosts over there. First, the yellow symbol turns the red tiles yellow, then the blue symbol turns the yellow tiles blue, and the null symbol will destroy all of the blue tiles. The easiest way to set off a chain reaction is to just stack all of the geosymbols on the same color tile, and make sure that the one you destroy is the farthest one away from the null symbol. If there are fewer colors than there are geosymbols, then you're good to go. As you can see, we got a item with a flashy name there. That indicates a legendary item that has considerably higher stats than a normal item would with the same name. Nope, I'm going to be solo, because I'm awesome. Alright, so now we can go to the Dark Assembly, and here you see mana. Mana is the life energy you build up by fighting enemies, basically. As you can see, you can use the mana to create new characters. I am not going to be creating anybody right now, but you can kind of get a general feel for the kinds of units you can make. Most of their stats are pretty terrible. Monsters, notably, have 100% aptitudes, but I don't really use monsters very much because their weapon options are so limited. And monster weapons, their experience levels work differently than with other weapons. I'll get into that a little bit later. As you can see, you have male and female options for all of the starting classes: Cleric, Mage, Warrior, and Brawler. Brawlers are really awesome. I would highly recommend making a Brawler if you're new to this game. They have high HP and attack, and because they're using a fist weapon, they'll have increased counterattack rates, which is really neat. Also, this might not have been implemented until Disgaea 2, but I think fists have a higher chance of triggering a team attack. Anyway, you can also see there's this thing called a promotion exam here. We are going to leave that alone for now. There's also raised military funds. We're also going to be leaving that alone. You can kind of see these guys here. I'm going to steal their weapons. Are my controls not set up properly or something? Hang on a second. This is... what even happened? Oh. Settings. I want to go to controls. Control. Somebody is spamming me with a wall of text. Alright, that's what I want. Alright, that was a thing. No wonder I was having issues doing the thing. Our Imperial Seal will still be the best thing of equipment that we'll have for a while, but... if we sell these amulets off, and also this light staff, since I won't be needing staves, don't need that. This ABC gum is kind of a joke, even if it is legendary, so I'm going to sell that. Muscle Brawn might be handy. I might end up... okay, see you later, end. Alright, so this is our item bag so far. So we are going to buy a bulletproof vest for Laharl. It costs quite a bit, but as you can see, it's pretty good defense. And also, Medicine Man. That's, paralysis, I think. So, this particular bulletproof vest will give us paralysis resistance, which is handy. As you can see, my defense is now 52. And because I spent a whole lot of hell, my customer rank went up. That's going to be something I'll be getting into later. Have I gone to the hospital? Yes, I have. I really do not know why he thinks these walls of text are a good idea. Alright, I got 300 from this dude. That's handy. Alright, that being said, we don't really need to have these in the, so I'm going to put them in the warehouse. You can only have 16 items in your item bag, and we want to have healing items since we're obviously not going to be using any healing magic of any kind. Laharl can learn healing magic, but it would require using another unit. So we're just kind of going to ignore it completely. Fire's Castle is now in the list of available areas. It's fairly new, so not much is known about it, but a very able man apparently lives there. To slaughter the master of the castle is the first step to becoming Overlord. Sounds like a plan to me. This sound... Somebody just linked an image of a horribly butchered Snow White cake. It looks like Hella Jeff. So, yeah, that happened. Alright, the Magnificent Gate. I like that love seat just kind of sitting in the middle of the hallway there. That's the thing. Enemy boost times 3. This triples the stats, effective stats of any enemy units sitting on the panel, so obviously we want to get rid of that. And damage the enemies in the process, which is always handy. I wonder why they turned system effects off in the, Alright, well, whatever. Okay, yes, I can speed past that, so it's not going to waste too much of our time, hopefully. These guys are coming after us now, but it shouldn't be too hard to take care of them. As you can see, I now have a special attack called Blade Rush. You can see in Laharl's weapon mastery that he has level 2 mastery in swords. As you continue using a weapon, your masteries will go up. The grade rank you have with each weapon determines how quickly your mastery will go up. So since Laharl has an A in swords, it's going to be going up pretty quickly. At ranks 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, and 21, you will learn new skills for your weapons. The exception to that is magic, which magic is learned as a mage character levels up. And your staff mastery instead increases the range and area of effect of your spells. As you can see, Blade Rush is a dash attack that slices enemies in half.
Here I come.
Like so. Very handy, and we're going to be using this a lot, because the attack power is actually higher than a regular attack, I think. Alright, now that that's been taken care of, let's approach the castle. By pressing L and R, you can rotate the field as shown here. And by holding square and pressing L or R, by holding square and pressing L, you can switch between zoom in and zoom out. I'm probably going to keep myself zoomed out. Holding square and pressing R will cycle through your units, which is always nice. I'm going to have Laharl defend here for no particular reason. And since we're on the yellow panels, any enemies that I kill that are standing on yellow panels will yield 50% more experience, which is nice. Something you should be worried about, though, something you should watch for, though, when you're using special attacks is they have areas of effect, and they also have attack zones, which are squares that need to be unoccupied in order for you to use your attack. If the attack zone is too high, too low, or just obstructed, then you won't be able to do the attack. There's also height limits, as you can see, 12 DM up and 12 DM down is about as far up or down as you can go using Blade Rush, so it can be a little awkward, but special attacks are definitely worth your time. Let's move here, and another thing I should mention is that while defend does raise your defense, it also lowers your counterattack count. So if you're defending, you won't be able to counterattack unless you have really high countering. A little bit of lag there, I think. But that's fine. Attacking also lowers your counters by 1. So since Laharl has 2 counters available to him normally, he'll be able to counterattack once if he acts on his turn. And that's the first real level. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Something I'm also going to want to, whoops. I'm going to want to buy a bow for Laharl. I don't really need one right now, though. What level am I? 5? I guess that's pretty good. Let's save our game, and we're going to visit the Dark Assembly. Mana is used not only when making characters, it's also used to propose bills in the Dark Assembly, but the bill I want isn't available to us yet, so we need to take the promotion exam. The character you pick to be promoted will fight alone against a group of examiners. This might get a little ugly for us, but that's why I saved. I'm going to open up with a... as you can see, I already learned my next attack. Hurricane Slash is the strongest move Laharl will have for a while in terms of raw damage, but it only attacks right in front of you, and you can't be too far up or down to use it either. I'm going to open up with a Blade Rush. That doesn't quite kill anybody, but that's fine for now. I've got HP to spare. The only bad thing about this is that I'm surrounded now, so I'm going to be taking pretty heavy damage from the 4 dudes attacking me all in a combo. However, this also lets me use my special attack, Blazing Knuckles. Laharl learns this at level 5. It's a fire elemental attack, and all of these guys resist fire. Well, that's just great. So it's not really in our best interest to use this right away. At me fighting style. Put your back to the wall so nobody can get behind you. As stupid as it sounds, it's actually a valid technique. Also, if you have the height advantage, then you will have a height advantage. Your attacks do more damage, and you will take less damage from attacks. Which is always nice. Alright, I guess it's time to show off Blazing Knuckle now. Sure is a thing. As you can see, that did not do very much damage at all, and it very nearly depleted our SP. But we came out of the exam alright, so we are alright. Laharl is now rank 1. Also, his HP was fully restored. Now that Laharl is rank 1, he can propose the more expensive stuff bill. Proposing bills to the Dark Assembly is an interesting process, and I'm going to want to have a lot of stuff available to me, so... excuse me while I buy some junk from Rosenqueen. Anything at all will do. These guys do not care one bit about how expensive something is. They only care about how rare it is. You can see this rarity number that varies greatly between items and has no correlation to the rank of the item. It's just a number. If the rarity of an item is below 32, so 31 or less, the item is considered rare and has slightly higher stats. If the rarity is 7 or lower, you will have a legendary item with even higher stats. And a little known trick to improving your equipment is to have equipment that has the exact same rarity. 0 rarity is probably the best example of this, since there are certain tricks that let you easily get 0 rarity items at times. As you can see though, Rosenqueen doesn't exactly sell rare and legendary items. You have to win them with the bonus gauge. Also going to buy the cheapest weapons I can get in each category. Just so I have some stuff to use. As you can see, we're all full. I'm going to actually save this mint gum for ourselves. Instead, sell off all of this junk. You can keep up to 256 items in your warehouse, so don't expect it to run out of space anytime soon, especially if you sell off the stuff you just don't need. Now then, the reason why I'm bringing so many items into the Dark Assembly is that the senators take bribes. Each senator has a certain preference for the rarity of the items they like. You can see that by how interested they are in an item. I'm going to look for the highest level senator, which looks like Senator Aki over here. And I'm going to give them this. And this. And that will bring them up to total support. Total support means that they have a 90% chance of voting for us. It's not 100%, but, you know, they're demons. They're not going to vote for us 100% of the time. It's just not in their nature. In any case, now we're going to find the next highest level, which I'm assuming is you. If a person is only slightly interested in an item, then you probably don't want to give it to them. Anyway, now you can see that Senator Guinevere loves us. So that means they have a 99% chance of voting for us, which is the best you can really hope for. The higher level a senator is, the more sway they'll have when it's time to actually vote. So we want to bribe the senators starting with the highest level ones, and try to get them to love if we can. Obviously that's not always an option, especially since these guys can be kind of picky sometimes. But it's good enough for our purposes, and at this point there is only one senator that is less than 50% likely to vote for us. Leaning no is, I think, a 40% chance of voting yes. Let's begin to vote. As you can see, our vote passed by a very large majority, so that's good for us. Now, what the more expensive stuff bill actually did is, as you can see here, our product rank is now 1. A product rank of 1 means that we have higher rank items available to us, but obviously since we blew our entire budget on bribes, I'm not going to be able to buy anything just yet. But that's fine, it's something to work towards. Also note that your product rank cannot go any higher than your customer rank, so you want to keep buying stuff at Rose and Queen. In any case, it is now time to move on with the story, I guess. Let's go.
Wow! This is a pretty nice place.
Indeed. Vyers has a good sense for decor.
Oh, that vase would sell for a lot.
Fool, that makes us petty thieves. I can't disgrace the name of the Overlord. I have to be impartial and...
Impartial and... what?
Plunder everything!
Oh, that's our prince! You're so ruthless!
Hey there, you atrocious fiend!
You cold-blooded
The Prinnies are awesome. Also, the Prinnies also got new voice actors starting in Disgaea 2, but their original dialogue is still here in
A demon among demons!
There's definitely a bit of audio skipping there.
Embarrassing. Now listen
I
up.
wonder if it's just the
I want
emulator.
to pillage and plunder anything and everything in this castle. Aye, dude.
You tell him, Laharl. As you can see, we are coming across more strategic implementations of geo panels, and also enemy placements, but we're level 5 Laharl. These guys are no match for us. Also, I just realized I forgot to bring in the mint gum I bought, but whatever. That's not a huge problem, at least not right now. I'm kind of hungry. Oh well. Actually, no, I do not want to be starting there right away. Instead, if I can get over there before you show up. This hobbit seems to have fairly high defense. But if you attack from behind, then you do more damage, obviously. Now then, let's keep going. This is the male brawler, which we've already seen before in the character creation dialogue. As you can see, attacks +1 means that we attack more than once on our turn. It's a good way to build up combos, especially if you're soloing a map. Sadly, they're not all that frequent. In any case... As you can see, our HP is almost is getting pretty close to 100 already. Stats in Disgaea level up very quickly. Astronomically, even, I would say. We'll be seeing that later on. I forgot how I was going to end that sentence. Alright, now then. 209 health still isn't enough to really do a whole lot, but what you gonna do? Let's go to Corridor Love. Wasn't really any story to skip there. Yeah, as you can see, we're running into higher leveled units now. 3, 4. It's a good thing this is here, this recovery 40% in the pool there. But I think it is about time I showed off Hurricane Slash. It's pretty cool. Although the animation does take a while. But there's an easy way to remedy that. Just turn friendly effects off. That turns the special attack animations into just the normal attack animation, which doesn't take nearly as long. Which is good for us, because time is at a premium, kinda. It's especially convenient when you're grinding. Ooh, we're getting sniped over here. That's not a good sign. See, it just turns into the normal attack animation, so it's a huge time saver. You are kind of doing not a whole lot to me there. And that wasn't quite enough to kill you. Neither was that. The heck? Ooh, poison. That's not a good sign. Seems to have worn off pretty quickly, though. That's strange. I almost want to say a combo counter from Disgaea 2 is in effect here, but it might be my imagination. In any case, we want to lure these guys down here if possible, so I'm going to defend. That attracts a whole bunch of dudes. Spears are unique in that they have a 2-panel reach, except he doesn't seem to be attacking. Oh, there it goes. They have a 2-panel reach, which lets you combo attack and team attack at the same time. What this is? Alright, anyway. Since we're kind of surrounded here, and both of these guys are weak to... Oh, wait. Okay, dried worm. That is actually pretty helpful to us, but I don't know if it's in our best interest to use it right now. So I'm going to hit and run with my Hurricane Slash. I'm going to start with you, Miss Archer. That brings these guys over here, but now that I'm in the 40% healing zone, I think we're pretty good to go. As you can see, I'm leveling up fairly steadily here. And you just kind of exist, don't you? One thing I should mention about spears is that, oh. I can't actually show you, but I'm pretty sure spears, raise your defense when you equip them. Tanking is not really something you want to... Building a tank build is not really something you want to do in Disgaea 1, though. Or really any Disgaea, for that matter. Offense just completely outclasses defense. Common orb, get. Orbs are a special kind of gear that raises your SP, and I think your intelligence a little bit. I should actually probably get into the stats here. Oh, prizes. Once you've healed enough, at the hospital you get a prize. You can only get it once. But, you know, that's fine. They're not really worth all that much. Except for this one, because manager. I probably want to keep that. Managers do something I will probably be getting into later. For now, I just want to hold on to anything that has a manager. Statisticians too, but we haven't seen any of them yet. See, 511 hell, I dare say it's about time to upgrade my weapon. Can't do a whole lot here, though. Oh, yep, I don't have enough. Alright, let's, wait, what do I have equipped? Oh. That's better. Alright. Can't believe I didn't have that equipped. In any case, we are running up against the boss here of the first chapter. My effective level cap at this point is 10, so I could go grinding if I felt like it, but I'm not going to. Let's instead go to Vyre's Castle and enter the Hall of Caresset. Wait, before I do that, what kind of items do I have? Just the dried worm. This is probably something I want. Also going to get some SP restoring items because reasons. Not selling SP restoring items. Why aren't you selling SP restoring items? That's problematic. Alright, well in that case let's buy candy. And let's move on to the Hall of Caresses.
Is this the last room?
No, there are other rooms behind it, obviously, Laharl. Are you blind? This guy has the best laugh.
Who's there?
How rude! Invading a man's house and asking him who's there?
Alright then, Girahim, whatever you say.
But I give you credit for your bravery. Ha! Voila!
Okay, you are much better looking than Girahim, Mr. the Guy. I gotta say.
Forgive moi, I must leave you in awe. My name is Vyers. I am the lord of this castle.
Vyers? Isn't he the demon that's been knocking off competition for the throne?
Oui, that is correct, mademoiselle. I am an aristocrat with both strength and beauty. They call moi the Dark Adonis.
Is that so?
Young man, I assume that you are the son of the late King Kreteskor, are you not?
That's right. I'm Laharl, the heir to the throne.
The heir to the throne? Ha! That is history, dear boy. Your existence has long been forgotten.
That's so.
Are you blind to the horde of demons lining up to fight for the throne?
So, I'm the heir. That's all that matters. If they've forgotten, then I'll just have to make them remember.
I see. So you saw my potential and decided to strike first against moi. Such wonderful intuition. Well played, son of Kreteskor.
I've never even heard of you. It's unbelievable that we're here. You're
Nobody
just a
gives-
tiny stepping stone on my path
Nobody
to
gives
the
Vyers the respect he deserves. Nobody.
How dare you! I am the Dark Adonis, right?
Who gives a damn about you? Your new
It's
name is
Mid-Boss.
Mid-boss?
His nameplate changed.
Looks like you hurt his pride, Prince.
Unforgivable! That is unforgivable!
Alright, let's get started. We definitely want to watch out for these two. Their attacks, since they have enemy boost times 6, are really going to hurt. You have level 2 wind, and so that probably means you can hit me like up to here, I would guess, so let's get started. We want to destroy those geosymbols first of all. Okay, yeah, that happened. Alright, let's lose. I'll show you what happens when you lose this battle. Okay, yeah, I completely misjudged her attack range. And then I died. Alright, so, now that I'm out of units, instead of game overing...
I have won! This is not as I expected, but...
He expected to lose.
I am simply too strong! I am simply too beautiful! Oh, how sinful it is! They will eventually rise again to face the challenge, but in the meantime...
Yes, we will.
Oh, flowers! Oh, trees! Oh, grass! Come celebrate my strength! Let the music begin!
We get an ending! Alright. While this is playing, I'm going to get some... in the Japanese. If you set the language to Japanese, I'm pretty sure you get lyrics in this song, but it's not to be here, which is kind of lame, but... Alright, I'm gonna go get a snack while this is rolling. Tenpei Sato, you make some awesome music. Oh, okay, there are lyrics. Yeah, Mom made meatloaf, and I had eaten before she started cooking, but now I'm hungry again, so thanks, Mom. I speak a little bit of Japanese, but I'm nowhere near close enough to being able to translate. It's probably something that would really creep people out, giving the track record for songs in the Disgaea series. It's what happens when you let demons write the lyrics, I guess. Oh no, cast spoilers. What a Beautiful Life of Mine is this song, I'm pretty sure. Satoshi Kida, you did a pretty good job. I think I'd like to learn from you. I think Rosen Queen was also the name of Nippon Ichi's online store at one point. So yeah, ending number Q. And now we can New Game Plus, which doesn't really change much. We're still going through the universe here. Just means that some stuff will be going down.
King Krijevskoy, the mighty ruler of the Netherworld. His long reign came to an abrupt end as the news of his death spread throughout the Dark Lands. Ambitious demons rose one after another to seize the opportunity. And thus began the age of turbulence and anarchy.
Seen this.
2 years later,
Now, we do still want to press these switches. Now then. How much mana do I have? Not quite enough. Alright. Actually, wait, what am I saying? Actually, I'm not saying very much at all. Can go to the practice map now instead of going through the whole tutorial again. We're going to do that, and as you can actually see, it's still set up in such a way that you can get rid of all the get a whole bunch of bonus stuff, but that's not what we're going to be doing. Instead, we are just going to slaughter everything. Yeah, that kind of happened. I'll take that spear. That's what I was trying to do. Is something I want to do. Alright, now then. Let's go. Alright. Whoops. Isn't quite what I intended to do. Yeah, see, the attack zone is obstructed, so I can't, like, use the, Blade Rush. I can do that, though. And then just kind of wait for them all to gang up on me and then Meteor Knuckle them. Bringer! Snooping as usual, I see. Whoop. This is all I wanted. A little bit extra experience. What level am I? 7. I think, is there anything else I can explain while we're just powering through the first chapter again? I don't know if I can. Alright. I do have a strategy that I just thought of for getting past that mage in 1-4. That we're going to be seeing pretty soon. He's such a thing sometimes. What? Boris? What? Culex, you are such a thing. TS and Russ are doing silly things in the silly things. Villager's Axe, that's a new thing. Alright, level 8 still. Getting pretty close to being able to afford something new, but I think instead of can I buy the thing I want to buy yet? Doesn't look like it. Well, that's kinda a shame. There goes that plan, I guess. Used in everyday village life. Silly town. Alright. So I guess my idea kind of fell off the face of the earth because I can't get the item I want to get, but that's fine. Just need to be careful where I step is all. You guys are kind of like not even a threat to me at this point. More I attack, the more my sword mastery goes up, so it all helps. A little bit. Ouch. Bullseye is essentially a critical hit. Your hit stat, as you can see here, it's below defense. That influences how well your attack hits. Can be a nick, a normal hit, or a bullseye. Nick does less damage, Bullseye does more. Speed is your evasion. In later games it would factor into other weapons, but not in this game. Attack is the king of this game. And int, I guess, if you're using magic, but I'm not. Computer's gonna fall off as it keeps shaking. This is my Disgaea position. Yeah, you guys aren't much of a threat to me. Also, I learned Wind Cutter, which is kind of like a ranged, it's like a ranged thing. As you can see, it hits the 3rd, 4th, and 5th tile ahead of you. It's good if you just can't reach. Fox is talking about the Zelda quests in Monster Hunter 4. They sure do sound like a thing. Muscle Brawn, it's nice, but it's kind of unnecessary for our purposes. Yeah. Alright, let's buy the, oh, we could get the ninja sword, but we can't. Extra 13 attacks sounds pretty nice to me. Or... not really sure. I think I should wait and go for the most expensive sword I can get. Item World is open to us, but Item World is the world inside all items. There's so many troublesome residents dwelling inside the Item World that it might be best to just subdue them. Some are quite strong. You have to unequip an item before you can enter the Item World, and you can't take it with you. Alright, we're not going to be concerning ourselves with the Item World just yet. Instead, let's save and see if we can't do a little better against mid-boss. Let's see here. Your HP is... no, it's probably best not to risk that. My original plan was to just kind of dash past the green mage before she could even get to me, but that might not be an option. Guess it was an option after all. Alright, we're good to go. Let's see. I probably just want to get rid of all 3 of these. That reduces you to the power level of a level 4 green mage. Green mages use wind, blue mages use ice, red mages use fire. Simple, right? As you can see, I can attack over gaps, even though I should logically be traveling over them. That's going to be a thing that happens. Alright, I've gone past the Green Mage of Death. I think we're pretty good for the rest of this chapter. Mid-boss might still be a problem, but probably not. Besides, I have loads of healing items, so I can just heal. Alright, mid-boss. Let's go. Adonic shot. But of course, he says. That was fairly painful. Let's get behind you and Hurricane Slash. Oh yeah, you have loads of HP for some reason. That's probably something I'm gonna have to resolve at some point. Because he uses fists, does he actually? No, he uses monster weapons. That's silly. Anyway. Going to use this dried worm to recover a little bit of HP and SP. And because I used an item, I can't do anything else with Laharl this turn, so I just kind of have to go this way. Now I've done that, I can Hurricane Slash him again. Oh, target height problem. Of course. Yeah, that kind of happened. This battle is in the bag. Where the heck is Annie? Oh well, video games. Alright, there goes mid-boss.
I have underestimated your skill. I took you for but a child.
Yeah, really. Fighting at, what, level 6 is not going to get you anywhere, Mr. Guy.
That was an error in judgment. I am too kind-hearted.
Just don't hold back next time.
Liar!
Seriously?
You were serious just now.
How pathetic. Nothing's worse than a sore loser.
No, I think he really was holding back.
What repulsive little brats you are! I shall come to return the favor, so do not forget moi!
Alright, let's collect the spoils and head home.
Prince, I'm going to the bathroom, okay?
Master Etna ran away, which means, dude, we're gonna have to carry all this? We're Master Etna's vassals, not the prince's. Etna's vassals are my vassals. And my vassals do what I say. Now get to work, dude!
Dude!
Now, it's only until next red moon, right?
You sure do exist in this big sis prinny.
I guess you're right, dude. I'll get to work.
The next red moon,
No,
she
he
says.
doesn't suspect a thing.
I see, but still, how did he survive? after
Gasp,
drinking
he was
that
poisoned.
potion? If he fully recovers, this will become a difficult task.
Is that why he was asleep for 2 years? The answer is probably.
Don't worry. If you leave it to me, the throne will be yours.
Are you sure you can deliver on that promise?
So yeah, confirmed, Etna is conspiring with somebody.
Yes. Remember, in exchange.
I know. When I reign supreme as the Overlord, I shall return it to you.
So Etna is, in other words, fighting for her memories. And this other guy is just kind of hanging them over her head. Get her to do whatever.
Finally, the time has come for Prince Laharl to pay for all his evil deeds.
Hey!
Now, Etna will fulfill the late prince's wish and succeed him to the throne.
I'm not dead.
So long, Prince. Your humble vassal Etna will put your money and power to good use.
You're one scary girl.
Next on Hyperdimensional Demon Gal Etna, Episode 2, The Birth of Queen
That
Etna.
face.
A new era of the Netherworld begins.
You're
No.
delusional.
Episode 2. Celestia, a world where beings known as angels live. Another world, Celestia, and a human world. Legend has it that these three worlds are connected. This is one of such nexuses between another world and Celestia. However, it is sealed by a gate constructed by the angels of ancient times.
Did you send for me, Master Lamington?
Yes, I did. Here, Flan, have a look. The flowers are in full bloom.
How beautiful! I love these flowers. They are simple yet so bright and lively. I want to be like these flowers.
Aww.
Flan, listen carefully to what I have to say.
Yes?
As Seraph, I have orders for you, angel trainee Flan. Go to the Netherworld and assassinate the
Gasp!
Overlord King Krajewskoy.
The plot thickens! Even though the Overlord is already dead. Flan is like, what?
Episode 2, Enter Flan.
Well, I'm here, at the Overlord's castle.
Da, da, da.
I still wonder why the Seraph picked me, though.
'Cause you're the only one who can do it.
Master Volcanus would have been a much better choice.
No!
Not only that, but an assassination. What is the Seraph thinking?
What indeed, Flan?
Master Lamington! Master Lamington, are you here?
This guy has evil written all over his face.
Why?
I mean,
all the
look at that
ruckus,
mustache and
who
his
scared the
eyes.
birds away?
Who cares about the birds? What
Birds
question?
are once again toast!
Is it true that you sent Flan to assassinate King Krajewskoy?
Yes, it is true. Yeah.
What did you do that for? King Krajewskoy is the ruler of that abominable, dirty,
Gee, I
rotten
wonder.
netherworld. If you wanted him assassinated, it would have made more sense to send me. Instead, you picked that angel trainee. You think too highly of her. I am very aggravated by this.
Do you know how that makes me feel inside? Furious, outraged, sick with anger!
That is exactly why you are not fit for this task.
You tell him.
Besides, this is something that only Flan can accomplish.
Whoosh!
Okay. So cute.
Looks like I made it in without being seen. What do they call those guys in the human world? Oh yes, ninjas! I always wanted to be one. Maybe I have potential. Nin, nin. But still, is it all right for me to be doing this? The angels all say that demons are evil. But are they really?
Maybe.
It doesn't seem fair to judge somebody based on rumors alone. Even if it's the Seraph's orders, I don't feel right assassinating somebody I don't know. Does that mean it's alright to assassinate somebody? That seems wrong too. Can't kill strangers. Can't kill acquaintances. Which means... Oh.
Flan is my favorite character in this game. She's just so cute.
Who are you?
Actually, there
And
might
why are
be
you in my
another
room
character that I
talking to
like
yourself?
more, but we'll have to wait to talk about him.
Ow! What did you do that for?
Oh, I'm sorry. You scared me, so I
accidentally your Game Boy Advance. Or something.
Is he a demon? There are demons this young? I didn't know that.
So who are you?
You're not that old yourself, Flan.
Me? Nice to meet you. I'm an assassin. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Flan.
You're pretty dense, aren't you?
My, how rude calling somebody you just met dense.
I think an assassin that tries to kill someone in his sleep is a lot ruder.
You're right. I apologize.
Is she really an assassin?
Flan, you kind of
Looks
have
like I
no
failed
idea
this
what
time,
you're doing.
So I guess I'll be leaving now. I'll be back again. Please take care.
So cute.
Hey, wait! Someone, get in here, now!
Hello there, Etna.
Why are you yelling at this time of night? Oh, did you have a night meal?
No, you fool! An assassin has infiltrated the castle!
Huh?
What happened to the Prinnies that were supposed to be on patrol?
They've partied themselves to sleep.
Those idiots! I'm gonna smack them! Wake them up now! We've got an assassin to track down!
Alright. It's getting pretty close to 9:30 here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat a little bit more, some other things, and I'll be back in time for the thing. I'll be right back.